Hi, Crabton. Let's get going.
Hi, Crabton. Oh, Angel has led that Drapion. Oh, my goodness. That does not want to be there, especially against Electrode of all things. But it's like Angel is kicking us off here. Turn 1 with the Lost Box Archetype with a Nest Ball, Amy.
Doesn't look like Angel's got a lot of ball search in their hand at all from what I could see. They're going for the first deck search of the day. This is going to help Angel to figure out what might be in the prize cards that they won't have access to until later. And unfortunately, you know, neither player's prize cards were that fantastic for them, but Angel's having, yeah, look at that, not great. Oh. Really awful. We've got a Cramorant, lots of energy, which is not what you want to see early on with a Lost Box deck. And poor Drapion stuck in the active currently with 190 HP, I believe, which leaves it quite susceptible to that Electrode early on. I think this, absolutely solid choice here with Angel not really being able to get any cards in the Lost Zone currently this turn without the help of Greninja's ninja-like ability, being able to conceal those cards, putting one card into the discard pile in order to draw 2. Will those 2 be lucky enough?
I think Angel really needs these 2 cards to be good, because Silk card's got electric energy. 1, 2. Angel, what have you got?
A Convey? Was that a Nest Ball?
No, it was a Colress.
Oh, so can't play it yet, but ready for next turn? Not awful.
Yeah, so, I mean, could be worse. At least Angel will be able to have a turn 2. There will be no, you know, donking action happening, but it looks like we're going to see an energy attached to the Greninja and a pass over to Darren. Let's see what he can manufacture. Amy does have that Hisiuan Electrode in the active and benches a Brute Bonnet and then plays a Nest Ball.
Yep, and looks like Darren's got a pretty nice starting hand in comparison. Again, just doing that search. Squawkabilly is a great choice here, allowing you to discard your hand and draw 6. And Darren will have the option of playing a supporter as well this turn. Think about how many cards Darren's going to be able to draw. Doing those essential checks, we see 1 Cloth, we see 2 Cloth.
Yeah, those prize checks can be really impactful. I think he's going to realize here, wait a minute, where are those Bidoof? Where are they hiding?
Oh no, little babies, they're not there.
What are they doing? Bidoof, come on, we need you here.
Cloth could be in a pinch here without those Bidoof.
That was a good one. That was a good one. First round up, and they got the puns coming in already. But that Unhinged Scissors are fantastic. Oh, another Darren Jacks. Goodness gracious me. Ooh. Someone's going to have to check the temperature up in here because Darren is drawing that fire.
Fire in the kitchen with all of these crabs and 2 battle VIP pass. We could say that Darren is certainly the VIP right now. On their turn, managing to have a nice, fruitful bench of Hisiuan Electrode. Angel just having a little read there. See how much damage it does. And actually, Hisiuan Electrode for 0 energy can do 100 damage per status condition affecting it. Now, Darren will need to get a poison and a burn for that to happen, but their deck is capable of doing both.
Oh, wait. Does he have it? We see the Spicy Seal Curry that can burn. Do we see the Ancient Booster Energy Capsule?
I think so. Is there one right there? There? Yes!
Oh!
Yes!
Turn 1, 2 prize cards every. That Tantrum Blast, like you said, Amy, dealing 100 damage for each special condition Hisiuan Electrode is affected by. So, Brute Bonnet will poison both active. That Spicy Seasoned Curry is going to be very spicy. Burning Hisiuan Electrode is affected by 2 status conditions. And now you know what that means? 200 damage.
Oh my goodness. This curry was too spicy for Drapion this time. Electrode truly on the ball, taking the first big KO of the game.
Wow. Now, did Darren take Bidoof? I think one of them was at the bottom. So statistically speaking, he should take one out the prizes. But I tell you what, like we said, you know, Cloth doesn't want to take 1 prize card at a time. Well, how about I'll just take 2 instead, turn 1 then? And then all of a sudden, we have ourselves a bit more of an explosive game. But it's over to Angel now. You know, has got a good start, has the Chorus Experiment, and does have a Comfey in the active. So we'll be able to get, you know, 3 in the Lost Zone here at a minimum. And let's see what that Chorus Experiment targets. So it's like a Counter Catch is going to get sent to the Lost Zone. And then, what is it going to be? An Escape Rope.
Straight into the lost zone. That is our first couple of cards populating the lost zone of the day. There we go. We've got a concealed cards, another battle VIP pass, not particularly useful, and a counter catcher, which could come into effect. But I mean, there is already a 2-prize Pokemon with damage and status conditions in the active. And I suppose that's the drawback, is that Darren is almost constantly possibly putting damage counters on their own Pokemon. And then is Angel going to have some Sableye action later to mop up on those damage counters?
I think this could be definitely something to worry about. I think Angel might have to just counter catch you and pray here, though. I don't think there's not much else in his hand. I mean, I guess you could bench that Dragonite V and then attach the Forest Seal Stone. I think that's what we're going to have to do, but we know that Hisiuan Electrode has no problem sitting that high damage output, Amy. That Dragonite is not safe.
No, but it does have a Forest Seal Stone, so Angel now has the ability to use that at any point to gain 1 card out of their deck. So they can use that V-Star. Yep, and it's going now. Angel's going to be able to pick 1 card, and the beautiful thing about this action is that Darren doesn't get to know what that card is.
Yep. I'm trying to work out what is ideal here. I mean, you just go for a comp face. You can try and find a switching card or a lost vacuum, even to get your lost zone count up to 4, so you can at least attack with a Spit innocently this turn. I feel as if that's ideally what you want to try and do, because I think Mirage Gates are way too far away. So I think just a Spit innocently here would be ideal. It looks like Angel did take a Comfey, and it's a nice pre-release one. I don't actually see them terribly often, but I think they are gorgeous, that artwork, I must say.
They really are. There's a lot of beautiful arts of Comfey, but Comfey's had very few printings of Pokemon cards in total across the eras, so it's nice that Comfey got a great showing this time round. First Psychic Energy to hit the Lost Zone, so Angel is on the count of their energy nice and early. That does bring us up to 4, putting Spit innocently into effect. So Cramorant can use its attack for free because there are 4 cards in the Lost Zone. It will do 110 damage to this already damaged Hisuian Electrode.
Just trying to work out. So it was on 30, so it'd be on 140 after the burn. Yeah, okay.
Burn and poison, yeah. And then flip for the burn. Hey, it's good.
The burn is gone. Put a bit of burn cream on. Or the burn heal, I should say. Burn heal.
So the interesting thing is that almost Darren might not want the burn to go away, because Seasoned Spicy Curry heals yourself a little bit if you are already burned.
Oh, no, I think it burns you and then heals, I think.
Oh, is it
Yeah,
burn?
yeah, it does both at the same time. So Darren just trying to work out... Oh, does have a switch, actually. So I think switch and attacking with Unhinged Scissors here is a fine play. Oh, has a boss's orders as well. But opting to go after the Comfey, and it's just going to attack Potential Blast just for the poison, which is fine, because you only need 100, and that Hisuian Electro is now on 180 damage, which is perfect, because it doesn't get KO'd coming into Angel's turn, meaning Angel will have to attack into it and almost waste an attack, because you're only dealing, well, an effective 10 damage.
Yeah, Darren's kind of played this really well and making sure they're just out of range of getting KO'd unless Angel kind of pushes for it almost, or Angel's going to have to deal with it later, because if they do switch anything else into the active, that poison's going to be cured, and Hisuian Electrode won't get KO'd this turn.
That's a good point, actually, yeah. And I think Darren, they're just saying, right, you haven't got a lot of cards in your Lost Zone. If I move your Comfey, it's going to be quite hard, as Angel there does pick up the Unhinged Scissors Claw. I think does 30 damage plus 160, I believe, if it's affected by a special condition. That right there is a big number.
It is, and it's absolutely nothing to kind of underestimate, I suppose.
Yeah,
like, Unhinged Scissors is such an unhinged attack.
Yeah,
it is absolutely monstrous for a single prize Pokemon to be able to deal quite that much damage. But moving back to Angel, we're finally getting on with the escape rope. What are they going into?
Yeah, so we see the escape rope. Angel now has got to that magic 7 cards in the Lost Zone, which means Mirage Gate is live. But as you mentioned, 180 damage on that Hisuian Electro has been pushed out the active, so the poison has been healed, so it almost gets to survive a little bit longer than initially thought. Hey, we do see the Mirage Gate, though, now. Are we going to see Moonlight Shuriken? Or, oh, he hasn't actually promoted something off his escape rope. Good point, actually. Oh, but then played the Mirage Gate, so I wonder... Or we might... Oh, that might have to... Well, there's a table judge there. We might have to get a ruling on that. But so let's pretend he just promotes the Greninja for now, because that's got a one retreat cost. If he was to Mirage Gate to the Dragonite V, and then Dragon Gale, that's going to do 20 damage to all your bench Pokemon, but then he would actually take the KO. It's actually the only thing that can KO that Clorf, because that Clorf has, I think, what, 130 HP? That's a big number.
It is a big number, but I'm still worried about the Hisuian Electrode on the bench, because if Angel does manage to populate their Lost Zone, they're struggling right now, but it's not impossible. If they just explode that Lost Zone, then that Hisuian Electrode could just get lost mind.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
And then... just think about how many knockouts they could potentially take in a turn. If they carry on with this trend of Darren damaging his own Pokemon and Angel just being patient and waiting, Angel could actually take a lot of prize cards in a single turn, possibly even all 6.
I mean, it's possible. I mean, that Clorf does have 120 HP, not 130, so I apologize there. But what you could do for Angel now, right? Let's say you don't want to commit to your Dragonite, which is fine. You can attack with your Cramorant. You can leave that Clorf on 10 damage left. And now, all of a sudden, Sableye can KO the Hisuian Electrode, the Clorf only using 2 damage. And then you have 100 damage, 10 damage counters, I should say, left to place. So, you know, and that'd be a 3-prize turn. Right. At that point.
Which could turn the tables right back again.
Yeah. And then, you know, Darren had to put down the... oh my goodness, what's the the Squawkabilly! I forgot Squawkabilly's name for a second there. I apologise. But Darren had to put down the Squawkabilly as well, so that's another easy 2 prize cards there. 160 HP isn't the highest of numbers, so... oh, and also don't forget, actually, we saw Angel plays the Iron Hands. You could do the 3 prize turn onto the Squawk.
So lots of potential so far. We also do have a special piece of Clorf just for you guys in our Clorf deck review. Let's have a look just what all of Clorf's good and bad matchups look like at the moment. So its great matchups are things like Rapid Strike, Miraidon, and Charizard, obviously for that weakness from Electrode. One of the, like I said earlier, one of the few grass types in format that is popular right now for dealing with Charizard. And we saw earlier on the day 1 graphic, Charizard is the most represented deck at this tournament. So maybe this is Clorf and Hisuian Electrode's time to shine.
Not even that, with Charizard being the most popular deck. Miraidon was number 2. So when you have good matchups against the top 2 decks in the room, you have to feel yourself, okay, if I can run the gambit, hit them a lot of the time, and then if you can take 50-50s against everything else, you're in a good place. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves there, because there are some bad matchups, unfortunately, and Lost Box is one of them. Mew VMAX is another. And Gardevoir EX is there too. And Mew, VMAX, and Lost Box were on those most played decks here at day 1.
They were much lower down on the scale, though. So I think the players who have chosen Clorf today, I think they've been really clever to analyze the meta and think, what are we going to see at Liverpool? And I think, quite frankly, they've nailed it. I think they've really done their research, taken time to think about what's going to be up there. I wonder what their matchup into Giratina V-Star is, because I suppose Giratina, although it's a Lost Box deck, you also have those 2 prizes. Would they just try to play it entirely single prize, and then that wouldn't be so good for Clorf?
Maybe. I guess we'll find out as we do see. It looks like our play has resumed. We're going to see Lost Vacuum onto the Ancient Booster Energy Capsule. We are going to see that Greninja getting promoted, I'd imagine, off the Escape Rope. We're going to see a Roxanne. We're going to see a Mirage Gate. And all of a sudden, wait a minute here. This Moonlight Shuriken can KO that Hisuian Electrode on the bench and put 90 damage somewhere else as well.
Unfortunately, 90 damage doesn't take another huge knockout, but we do have a little skew in the prize trade of by a double prize penalty. So Darren only needs to take one more prize card to be our victor of game 1.
So with that in mind, Angel has to just go really aggressive and hope that this Roxanne will stick. But then all Darren really needs to do is find a Brute Bonnet or an Ancient Booster Energy Capsule or a Spicy Seasoned Curry, both of which would actually allow Darren to KO that Radiant Greninja in the active. But I tell you what, if your opponent can only take one more prize card, Roxanne is a fantastic way to try and stop that from happening. This is going to give Darren a 2-card hand start turn. But we are going to see that Squawkabilly and a Hisuian Electrode V going down. Oh, Darren has to move this Brute Bonnet as well. So quite a few things to do. Let's have a look.
Oh, our first Bidoof goes down.
Forest Hill Stone, Amy!
Oh,
Is there a 1-card answer, though? I don't think there is.
I
You
don't
can't
think
switch
so.
and curry at the same time. It is going to have to be a Professor's Research, draw 7.
Maybe Darren just thinks, you know what, if I just get the perfect hand off this research, that is game, and they're willing to give up the other cards in their hand to try for that. I think it's worth the gamble at this stage, especially in game 1, right? It's the opportunity to take a gamble. This isn't a great matchup for Darren.
Nope.
Angels just got their iron hands out of their prize cards now, so that's terrifying.
Right, here we go. Do we see switch and away to status condition?
I can't
Darren,
see.
show us your...
I can't see.
I can't see. I think you would have slammed it. I see a town store. Do we have a switching card? Was that Luxurious Cape? I don't think he's got it.
I think you might be on the money
No.
there.
So
I think there was a Jirachi, but I don't think there's much else. This could be Angel's time to overtake, and I think that's the thing. Brute Bonnet having a mighty 3 retreat cost is gargantuan and much too difficult for the poor thing to manage. It's too... Oh, yeah.
Interesting. Choose to
Just
use the
gonna
Brute
poison.
Bonnet activation to poison the active. That's going to go down to 12, well, 120 health left, I should say. And over to Angel. That isn't out of this by any means. He just needs to attack basically one more time and win. But, you know, it's not looking great. Now, if Angel can get to Sableye this turn and KO that Bidoof, that's going to really... Wait, can you KO the Bidoof and the Squawkabilly next turn with a Lost Mine? Or this turn? So it's taken 90, so it would have... I think you can, right?
So Bidoof has
60.
60, and yeah, you can.
Ooh. Goodness gracious. So Angel has it all to play for here.
Yeah, and again, not having to move that Brute Bonnet out of the active is gigantic. Leaving it there to continue to be a menace to Darren, his own Pokemon pitted against him. Not the most ideal. Oh no, it is 10 out. Yes, sorry, you're right. It is 10 out. So they can't take both, but setting up for a future turn is never a bad thing.
I think... Yeah, because you can't use Radiant Greninja to get the Bidoof. I'm just trying to think, what's the most aggressive thing you can do? I think, see, do you go after the Bidoof? Because, you know, it's just harder for Darren to draw cards. But let's see what Angel does here. Does pay retreat, does get a lost, an escape rope into the lost zone, discards that energy. And let's see what Angel can do. What's the most?
Well, there's only 9 in the Lost Zone right now, so Angel had to do this
you're
for an extra comfy. Now we're up to 10, so now Sableye is also live. Angel does have 1 in hand, but no energy by the looks of things. So I don't know if Angel actually has Sableye on the cards this turn.
I don't think he has a Mirage Gate even, right?
No.
So he can't even...
No.
Oh, wow. I don't think Angel can even attack outside of Spit innocently here.
No, and they've used their V-Star power, so it is a pass over to Darren's turn. Both players kind of a little bit stuck in the mud here.
Oh, no, that was a Spicy Curry off the top. I think Darren does have Ultra Ball and Big Barrel in hand, so he can thin the hand down. You can put the Stadium into play as well. Just to thin cards out of the hand. Ultra Ball, get rid of, I would imagine, that was a Jirachi. Couldn't quite see what the other one was, but it is obviously in the discard pile now.
Do you feel that's a bit risky? Maybe saying goodbye to Jirachi when Sableye's just gone live?
This is true. This is true, but I think you can win this turn.
That's true. If he wins this turn, it doesn't matter.
Can win this turn. And like we said, we saw that this is a hard matchup for the Cloth deck traditionally, so you might want to try and close the door on it as soon as possible. Can obviously use the Town Store as well to thin a tool from the deck and attach it. just so that Industrious Incisors will let you draw up to 5, give you maximum odds of finding what you need. Oh, he has got Research as well.
Oh, this is lovely.
Oh, we're going to Industrious Incisors first. Do we see a switching card?
No, but there is an energy. Could just be attached so
enough.
that the Angel can't do a similar thing and trap Bibarel in the active. They've gone for the Research. Here we go.
Do we see a switching card?
Here we go.
Last one. No. Oh, my goodness.
We're still stuck.
Wow.
That Brute Bonnet does not want to move. They say that he might be a fun guy, but I'm thinking not in this instance.
No, that Brute Bonnet is pretty stubborn there. We're just going to see the poison. Oh, my goodness. As Darren, unfortunately, unable to move that Brute Bonnet, and it goes back over to Angel. What was the top deck? Needs to actually do some, it still has a lot to do to even attack this turn. We're going to see a Town Store activation, just trying to see what's in the... Wait, there's no energy in that deck.
No, there's none.
I mean, it does have a Super Rod in hand, but there's no energy currently. There is one Psychic actually in the Lost Zone. How many Psychic does Angel play?
Yeah, there's one Psychic in the Lost Zone, the rest
does play through.
In discard pile. So, yeah, managing energy resources is a big deal for Lost Zone players.
Yes.
It's a huge undertaking for a huge day of exciting Pokemon battles, but remembering and note-taking can be really crucial as well for some Lost Box players. Personally, if I were to play Lost Box again at a Regionals, I would note-take, because I definitely mixed up how much energy I had used from one game to the next. I think it's very important that you manage those resources well. It takes a lot of practice to manage, especially with 3 different energy types where Angel's using Iron Hands as well.
Oh no, conceal card, sorry, Flower Selection did not find anything too impactful. Does have a Super Rod and a Mirage Gate in hand, so you can Super Rod in a Psychic and start Lost Mining. I think, is that what, it's just debating on what to do? I mean, does have a Forest Seal Stone, can't use that obviously. I think you're going to have to start applying pressure soon if you're Angel. I mean, Darren hasn't been able to move out the active yet, but you still need to take 4 prize cards to win, so and this Darren might be the turn.
Yeah, with Darren only needing to take 1 prize card, Angel has to put on the pressure.
Yeah.
They absolutely do not have a choice, and so 3 energy we see go back in. Unfortunately, it does take away the ability to use Pokemon like Iron Hands, so Angel's just not going to be able to get enough energy on that Pokemon for this game. Not for an Ampu very much anyway.
No, I think Ampu very much might be not a non-factor here. As we do see the Mirage Gate come down and that Sableye. So now Angel's going to start to apply that pressure. Lost Mine, placing 12 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like, as long as you have 10 cards in the Lost Zone, which Angel has there at 11. And just debate, that Mirage Gate letting you attach any 2 different kinds of basic energy to your Pokemon, so maybe can attach one more. And where do you think that would be going, Amy?
I have a funny suspicion maybe it's going to go to Greninja, where Angel took... Oh, okay.
Oh, you have to get... Yeah, hasn't got a switching card, my bad. I just assumed there was a switch card in that hand, it was so big, but...
It's such a shame, because now Angel only has 1 other water energy in the deck, and that is it.
Yep, because there is 1 Super Rod in the Lost Zone, so it's going to be this Sableye against the world, I feel.
The little Sableye that could.
Well, he hasn't quite done it yet, but he's going to try his little old best.
I have faith. I have faith.
I want to go for another, maybe he does have another switching card in hand. What are we digging for there? Was it Mirage Gate?
That was 2 more Mirage Gate, but I think there was a switch card
switch card in hand, okay. Maybe trying to find, does he play another Iona? Just trying to remove cards from the hand maybe, or Roxanne? I mean, getting through the deck is never a bad thing. But here we are going to see that Lost Mine activation here. You have to imagine that Squawkabilly might not be long for this world. Interesting though. Do you even take a KO this turn? Because if you do, you open up the door for Darren to maybe get the Jirachi down.
I suppose Angel's seen Jirachi hit the discard pile. So you might presume that most decks are only going to one Jirachi. Is it likely that Darren has any kind of recursion? They usually play 1 Super Rod, but is it worth using it on a Jirachi? So I don't think that Angel has too much to worry about, and maybe accessing those prize cards is more important.
So yeah, I think he opted to not take a KO there and put all the damage on the Hisuian Electrode. And it goes over to Darren, who's going to start the turn off there with a Town Store. Just going to try and keep thinning as much as possible. That is the aim of the game. as we do see that Forest Stone getting attached. Is it going to be an Iono? It's going to just Ultra Ball, remove cards from the hand. Don't mind that. Keep it in the deck and cross your fingers.
Yeah, well, we've still got Bibarels, so we will be able to draw more cards. So the more Darren thins their hand, the more likely they are to get out of this scrape.
Here we go in Duchess Incisors. Do we see a switching card?
I think that might have been a rope or a curry. It was a curry,
No,
not a
it was
rope.
Boss. Oh, Iono.
Oh, the
okay.
Iono, yes.
Okay, so that's going to be, well, 3 cards for Darren here and putting all those to the bottom, so you know he can't draw back into then, and Angel will get 4. Darren, are you going to show us a switching card? Switch!
Yay!
There it is! So, wait, we still need, oh yeah, we got the poison from the Brute Bonnet, so unhinged scissors, big KO.
There it is.
And Darren takes our game 1, round 3.
Oh, I reckon Angel might be a little bit crabby at that KO after a disappointing double prize penalty, but it certainly happens, and you know, it was a good one for Darren. Tough matchup, so it looks like we could be on for a real tussle in this best of 3.
Yeah, I tell you what, that got a little bit close, and I think Darren would like. Only needed to attack one more time to win, and it took a few turns to get that root point out of the active. So now I think if you're Darren, you must be feeling quite confident. You know, you're already 3-0. You managed to take game 1 on stream against one of your worst matchups. So now you're thinking, okay, all I have to do now is win one of these next 2 games, and I'll be 4-0.
It's a pretty good going, especially at this stage in the season. I think Rolf was a terrifying deck to bring to an event like this, because I think nobody expects it.
Yeah.
And that's almost the beauty of Clorf in itself, is that everyone kind of underestimates it. I wouldn't expect it to be on people's testing roster, if you know what I mean. Like, I wouldn't imagine a lot of people go, oh, come on, buddy, I really need to test against Clorf. You know, it's not generally given the respect it deserves.
No, but I tell you what it does do is take big KOs really fast. Look at these prize cards there. Could be anything too impactful. 1 copy of DTE and a Forest Stone there for Darren, and then over for Angel. Not a terrible amount that's too impactful there, I feel. Maybe the 1 super rod could be something worth keeping an eye on.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see if it really matters. Last game we only really saw a couple of Clorf from Darren anyway, and they didn't need to use any recursion. But Angel did get that quite slow start. Straight in there with the Brute Bonnet, though. Very important piece of Darren's deck, even though it did get a little bit stuck in the mud in the active last game. As an attacker, it is not in this game. And then we see our first Clorf. Here we go.
As Darren does have that opened up our game 2, round 4 here at Liverpool Regionals. Has a Battle VIP pass. That means Angel let Darren go first, I've just realised. So something to keep an eye on there. Angel might be wanting to try and put pressure on via that Cramorant nice and early.
I think that's a really good shout, Shay. I think that's exactly what Angel's wanting. This time, rather than last game, really well-populated Lost Zone. Take that first KO. And I think that's something that Clorf is scared of. Especially, or even just putting damage counters down is terrifying, as we saw last game. It is absolutely terrifying.
As Darren does find that Town Store, going to find that Ancient Energy Booster Capsule there as well. And yeah, that Hisiuan Electrode in the active doesn't really want to be soaking up too much damage, because the math works out really well there for Angel. If a Spit Innocently can come in there, that means Greninja and Sableye can come in and just really pick up those KOs, as we did see in the last game, as Darren does bench a Squawkabilly EX. We might be seeing a Squawk and Seize, as we do, getting rid of that Super Rod and a Switch card, by the way. Keep an eye on that, and let's see what these new 6 cards for Darren will be.
Oh, 1 Switch was actually prized as well, so that's a bit terrifying for Darren, having had that issue last game. Is it going to come back round? You know, that can get a little dicey at this stage, but they seem quite confident. Their bench is getting populated nicely. They kind of got what I would call the bare bones of Clorf at this point coming together.
Yeah,
all good.
I'd say so. Maybe interesting, there's 4 bench Pokemon, so that means you can't have Bidoof and Jirachi down at the same time now. So I wonder what Darren will opt to that 5th bench spot, which does also an Ultra Ball. So this might be for Bidoof, or it could be, well, I think Jirachi's in hand actually. So I'd imagine wherever this Ultra Ball is targeting, might tell us what that 5th bench spot is going to be, as it is going to be that Bidoof. And we saw an immediate start alchemy usage. Actually, let's see what Darren picks off this. Didn't quite see what it was, unfortunately, but hopefully we'll find out soon. Darren picked that very quick.
I'm sure we will. I think, yeah, Darren put the Clorf in the discard pile. Maybe they are intending on relying more on their higher HP Pokemon. Now they've got a bit more of an idea of what style of Lost Box Angel's playing.
Yeah, and that's a very good point. We do see the pass over there for Angel, and in his first turn, there was the start off the turn with that town store. Gonna get that battle VIP, I should say. That is that's a Forest Hill store. They're kind of similar.
Similar shape,
right?
Similar shape, yeah. Very different card though.
Oh, yeah, very different. But you know what? The Forest Stone could be fighting a battle VIP pass. So we do have the Dragonite V in hand, so we'll be able to get that immediate usage. Going to go for that Flower Select in first. 1 and 2. Was that Mirage Gate and a Psychic type, I believe? A Sableye.
Looks like it very much so. Let's have a... Which one are they going to... Oh, Crumbs. Really? Wow. Yeah, okay. Going for it again. One in the Lost Zone. Let's count it out. And again, both players going for that really early V-Star to ensure they get set up.
And let's see, it looks like we are going to see that Chorus Experiment being taken out off that Forest Stone Star Alchemy, letting you grab any card from your deck whenever you like, once per turn, once per game, I should say. And here we, Chorus!
Oh, no!
Oh, dear, Chorus Experiment is kind of going a bit haywire there. Was that 3 energy? Oh, my goodness.
I think the experimentation went wrong. There wasn't supposed to be that much water energy.
I don't know what's on Chorus's clipboard there, but it weren't very helpful.
Oh, no!
3 energy and a lost vacuum. Oh my goodness.
Wowzer. So yeah, a Sableye and a water energy hit the Lost Zone. The Lost Zone has great cards in it right now. That is terrifying for this matchup, especially with kind of both players seem to be sauntering into the trap they fell into in the previous game, with Angel possibly struggling with energy and Darren possibly struggling with switching.
Yeah. No, I think
it's like history is repeating itself.
It really is. As we do see a boss into Comfey. Did we see a... Oh, of course we can see a special condition. The Brute Bonnet has the future ancient booster energy capsule, I should say. That's a mouthful to say. And going into that town store activation here as well. Let's see what Darren opts to find here. I don't think plays too many taught options here. I think it's just the ancient... Yeah, as we do see a fell search on that. And let's see, does Darren have a way to get to the barrel? I think it... Was it in hand? No. Do see a Professor's Research, though.
But just going to simply take the KO.
Just going to do that Tantrum Blast. Love that attack name, by the way.
So good.
100 for each special condition affected on your on you, I should say. That's a nice big 100, as Darren does need to take some poison damage. Hopefully we don't forget that.
All right, Colrez, let's do it right this time. Yes, that's more like it. Get rid of some Battle VIP Pass. Thank you.
There we go. A lot of energy still, though. There's a Psychic Energy. I think it was an Escape Rope. Angel's currently... Oh, guess that 5 in a Lost... 5? I see 4, actually. 1, 2...
No,
oh, no, it is 5.
Ignore
me. Ignore that. Super odd, like a staging for my head for a little bit. We do see a Nest Ball being played. I imagine it's going to find a Comfey, I would imagine, and see if you can get to that magic 7 in the Lost Zone, because then that Mirage Gate can come down. And you know what happens when Mirage Gate comes down, Amy? That Dragonite V can come with that Dragon Gale. Do 250 damage.
It's terrifying, but apt to say that Dragonite would certainly swoop down on these Hisuian Electrodes with some absolutely thunderous power. It's one of the strongest cards in Angel's deck for pure damage output potential, and they're going for it there. The Mirage Gate starting to get Dragonite ready. Mirage Gate will allow you to search your deck for 2 basic energy cards of different types and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. And the attach return seals the deal on the 3rd energy that Dragonite needs. Whoa.
There we go. I like this from Angel, right? Because Angel has taken the first 2 prize KO. And Darren only took a 1 prize KO, so he's going to have to swing into another 1 prize Pokemon at some point. So Angel can just go 2-2-2 now. It's very easy for the Angel to do because Darren has a multitude of 2 prize Pokemon in play. Darren has no choice, has to KO this Dragonite here immediately.
Yeah, it must be dealt with. But can they deal with it? 230 hit points. Like, I mean, so Darren would have to get a poison
and the Radiant
and a
Sneasler.
burn. But then he can't burn Dragonite, can only poison.
Radiant
yeah.
Sneasler get there?
Yeah, the Radiant Sneasler would help out if Darren is willing to give the bench space. Jirachi finds its way into the discard pile once again. I'm genuinely surprised.
I don't think that hand was particularly great. I don't think there's anything in that hand that will help.
Oh,
there's no Spicy Season Curry, there's no barrel.
No, there's another claw, but...
I don't even... Oh, goodness, Darren.
Oh, how clawful. That is not looking good.
How claw... That's an outrageous one. That was very good. So I want to see an escape rope, but that minus from Darren. I don't think it can even... Hasn't even got energy, so can't even attack with a claw. Might have to just leave something in the active and pass, I think.
Honestly, it looks like it, and that is petrifying because it might just give Angel the momentum to build this battle to a conclusion.
Yeah, no, if Angel can get to 10 in the Lost Zone here, can just start firing off Lost Mines around this cloth, that's going to be really damaging there for Darren. Like you said, the Jirachi isn't in play, so that Bidoof can get immediately sent to the discard pile. As we see the switch card healing the poisons and the poison damage into Comfey as well. That's a Townstar activation there. Just seeing what it has to work with. Going to take out that Forest Seal Stone.
Again, thinning is winning. Can't use V-Star power, but doesn't matter. It's just about getting enough cards out of the deck that increases your chances of getting something stellar off the top deck.
Here we go. Flower selecting 1 and 2. See, Manaphy hit the Lost Zone. Didn't quite see what the other one was, though.
Sorry about that, Manaphy. You're not needed in this matchup. You can quite literally get into the Lost Zone.
As that Dragonite V is going to hit the active position again, so we're most likely going to see a big, hefty Dragon Gale, as we are going to see that TM Devolution being attached and the Forest Seal Stone as well. Oh, and a boss's orders!
Taking a big KO!
Wow, Dragon Gale's going to take a KO here. Angel's going to go down to 2 prize cards remaining. Darren's currently at 5. Needs to carry this Dragonite, no questions. Oh, and the next card was the Spicy Curry as well.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, no.
And no more Electrode on the field.
Nope, no Electrode. They've both been carried. I think does play 3, but I think the Suprod was. I think it was in the prize cards for Darren, wasn't it?
I honestly don't remember, but it's...
I think it was, but he's taken it as his first one.
Ah, lovely. So Darren might have that as an option, but even then they've still got to seek out the Pokemon. The Iono comes down to shuffle your hand, pop it to the bottom of your deck, and draw cards for the amount of prize cards you have. It's probably a good idea for Darren at this point to get that disruption in where Angel's going to draw 2 and Darren's going to get 5. They did get an Electrode.
Just get the Electrode.
Ooh, this was a good hand.
It was. Still needs to find a season. God, needs to actually needs to find the Sneasler as well, right, to get a KO.
Yeah, but B-Barrel is still ready.
Yeah.
They managed to get the energy, so they've got the double turbo energy on Clorf now from that lovely new hand. Darren's going for the B-Barrel. They're 2 curries. It's extra spicy.
Dale, I would not want to have a bite of that curry. Goodness gracious me.
Oh, no. So there we go. Just going for the attack.
Sorry.
Yep,
okay.
No curry yet. Keeping it safe, close to his heart, and going slow with this one. So I wonder what the strategy is.
Well, here's the problem, is that Angel can just take a KO, go down to 1 prize card left, and then Sableye just wins. Sableye can carry. I think the Brute Bonnet has, Brute Bonnet has 120 HP, so... Oh, but the future boost, Energy Catcher will boost its HP, actually. So we are just going to see a Dragon Gale swing into the active, over to Darren. Angel going down to 1 prize card left. What can Darren do? Going to promote... Ooh, intro is going to say, going to promote the Squawk ability with the super effective glasses. There's the Sneasler. Could have done with that last turn.
Absolutely. Maybe it feels a little too late. If Darren was able to get a Jirachi down, that maybe would have been a saving grace at this stage of the game. But I'm personally not seeing an out. What do you think, Shay? Anything? Oh, should that TM Devolution, that should be off from last turn, right?
That's a good point, actually. Yeah, that should be discarded.
Yeah.
But we are going to see the spicy seasoned curry. Oh, there it
Oh,
goes.
there it goes.
We are going to see that spicy seasoned curry. That's going to poison the active. Just going to get it out the hand. So draw more cards off the barrel. And let's see what Darren can do. Yeah, I'm struggling, to be honest, like, because the Dragon Gale's going to KO anyway, right? So you can't really... Yeah, there's the concession. Yeah, I don't think there was many ways out of that for Darren. Wow. So after that monumental game 1, it looks like our game 2 winner there is Angel, evening it up here at 1-1 in our round 4 feature match here at Liverpool Regionals.
Another crab debating battle, you could say, and we're going to see whether Darren can continue to pull out the big guns with this really, really tough matchup.
Yeah, and we saw how Angel let Darren go first. And I wonder if does Darren want to go first or second? Because you have the ability to attack turn 1 going second with the Electrode, right?
Yeah.
So you could maybe try and tempo Angel out the game. I mean, it won't be easy, but I guess it's possible. But then, you know, I think we saw traditionally how that matchup should pan out there in that game too. I think it's a hard matchup for Darren to navigate. So let's see what happens.
Clough really struggles into anything else single prize.
Yes.
And I really think that Angel getting damage on the board or a KO with Cramorant is too risky. So I think if I were Darren, I would choose to go second so that I'm not giving Angel that opportunity. And I'm not giving Angel the opportunity to Col Res. And hopefully then you might be able to build momentum off that.
I think that seems fairly sensible to me. It looks like Angel has definitely done a mulligan there, as we can see, and Darren has not. Darren has got a basic, but yeah, Angel just going to show that mulligan there and shuffle back up here for our game 3. And looks like Darren's going to pop his prize cards down there. And what do you think is going through our players' heads here, Amy, as they shuffle up here?
Honestly, if I were Darren, I'd be thinking, gosh, I really hope we have another game like game 1.
Yeah, true, yeah.
And I think Angel will likely be thinking the opposite of, okay, as long as we get this lost zone populated and under control, then they have a little bit more control over the battle as a whole, and they control the momentum of the game. If Angel can control the pacing, then they're always going to try and have that one up on Darren.
I think that sounds pretty accurate there, as Angel is going to go first. Now, I think Angel top-decked that Battle VIP pass, because let me tell you, that hand, I managed to catch an eye on it before, that hand was doing a whole lot of nothing. But it has got that Battle VIP pass now, so can get down 2 basic Pokemon, pop them straight into play. Does have a multitude of switching cards in Angel's hands, so we'll be able to start populating that lost zone via flower selecting. And you're right, Darren did opt to go second.
Yeah, I think it's a sensible decision, not giving Angel the ability to control the pace of the match. This will give Darren more control, and in a bad matchup, sometimes taking the non-preferable starting turn can disadvantage your opponent enough that actually it's advantageous for yourself. It's very strange.
As we do see the escape route being played there off the concealed cards for Angel. Going to do a flower selecting. Look at top 2 there. Drapon gets sent straight to the lost zone. That's exactly where Angel wants that. And I think we even see some more switching cards there for Angel. So we'll be able to get another flower selecting off this turn. 1 and 2. And it looks like, I think it's like Town Store. Yep, Town Store getting sent to the lost zone. Because it's sneaky, because you know Darren plays it already. So it's like, well, I ain't going to put it in play for you. I'll let you put it in play, and then I'll use it as if it was mine.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Battle VIP pass going.
Getting sent to the lost zone turn 1.
Signifies to Darren that that other choice must have been quite lovely, which obviously we know it was the Cramorant, and Darren probably clocks onto that as well.
Wait a second, Amy.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, there's a research. Okay, I did not see the research.
But look how much curry's in his hand.
Yeah, true.
Oh, we wouldn't want to be getting rid of this many at a time.
So let's see what Darren will... But yeah, going to play that research, going to get rid of a lot of stuff there. And let's see what he's going to draw off that 7 new cards for... Oh, I don't... Okay, I see 2 Battle VIP pass, actually. So that means Darren's having his own little Battle VIP party as well.
Oh, fantastic. Thank goodness. But there was a lot of good cards that hit the discard pile there with a multiple curry, an escape rope, and oh my goodness, there are so many good cards there. I wonder if it's going to come back later to bite, Darren. Similarly to Angel's strategy, I suppose, in a sense, with putting cards in the Lost Zone for the last 2 battles, but a Town Store, a VIP Pass, and Drapion are much more preferable. And a second!
Yeah.
Beautiful. Straight away, I imagine, what, Bidoof and Squawkabilly?
Could be Squawk, could be Squawk. I wonder if Jirachi is going to show up this game, because Darren has opted not to use it, but you have to imagine that's kind of what Jirachi's here for when you're against Lost Box. Maybe you want to try and develop that later on, because Saber's not a threat on turn 2 for Angel, but I wonder if we will see Jirachi here. But it looks like it could be eyeing up Hisiuan Electrode. Maybe Darren doesn't want to put down so many 2 prizes again, but going to go for Hisiuan Electrode instead. So just a multitude of attackers.
I think the 2 prizes are beneficial enough to be worth playing at this stage. A 2-prize Pokemon is much less susceptible to Lost Mines. So if you want to avoid using Jirachi and go for a more aggressive stance, then yeah, the attacks from Hisuian Electro can be explosive.
They can, as we are going to see that burn immediately getting removed as well. As a very efficient Spicy Season Curry there. Just did what it needed to do. Boost that damage and then take the KO. Over for Angel's side, though, is going to double energy off that Flower Selector.
You hate to see it, don't you? It's like one of the worst things that you can get off a Flower Selecting. But straight into a Colress, continuing to build up that Lost Zone. Nice and chunky early game is exactly what Angel's going to be looking for. But again, that Colress doesn't look too great. Pokestop, and what else is going to hit the Lost Zone?
So it could be an escape rope. And I tell you, maybe. I'm going to say that Pokestop could be very helpful there for Darren. So I like that play from Angel. They're saying, nope, I'm not giving you that. You can try and play without it. Angel's currently at 6 in the Lost Zone, which is tantalizingly close to where you want to be, which is that 7. I think does have an escape. Oh, no, is that a switch cart, actually? I think, yeah, it's a switch cart and a Lost Vacuum. So it does have ways of getting to that 7, actually. But only has, as a Mirage Gate target, that Greninja, which cannot deal with that Bidoof because of that ability. Can't be affected by bench damage. So Greninja might not be the best play right now.
With no Jirachi once again available, it makes me wonder whether a simple Cramorant might be enough right now. Just put another 110 damage on the Hisuian Electrode V. There's a world in which Hisuian Electrode can't damage itself, but in threat of being KO'd if enough damage is kind of placed on it throughout the game, meaning that, you know, you could end up in either a really awful situation of possibly KOing yourself at the same time.
Yeah, that could definitely happen if Angel piles on enough damage. It looks like we're going to see the Moonlight Shuriken switch cart. And let's see where this 90-90 goes. Is it going to be on both the Hisuian Electrode?
I have a funny feeling it might be.
Oh, no, not the Brute Bonnet again.
Not again.
No, Brute Bonnet, what are you doing, lad? You're not meant to be there, son. You're meant to be on the bench. Oh no. Counter catcher there from Angel. Going to try and rinse and repeat what worked so well in game 2. Over to Darren. Does have a barrel developed. That's really nice. We see a Town Store. I mean, there is no Float Stone in format, so that Town Store won't be getting that Brute Bonnet out of the active yet. Super effective glasses on the Hisuian Electrode. That's not going to be doing a great deal.
No, but again, getting cards out of your hand really does improve your chances of getting what you need next time.
And it looks like Darren is going to have to... Oh, indulge
for
the
one.
sizes for 1. Was that skate rope off the top?
It was.
Oh, that's a well-chambered barrel right there, folks. Off the barrel to 1 to get the escape rope as Angel promotes the Comfey, and Darren having to debate what to promote here, because whatever he promotes is probably going to have to attack this turn. But if you promote the Electrode, that's going to go up 2 prize cards. If you promote the Cloth, you now have to find a DTE and a way to inflict a special condition as well.
It's a lot to ask for, but not impossible. And we do have a good supporter. Forest Steelstone still able to be used this game as well, with neither player having used their V-Star early like we saw last game. So, you know, Darren can get 1 piece of the puzzle minimum.
Yes. So it's like just saying what was going on there. So use Town Store to grab the Fire Seal Stone within Star of Alchemy for a double turbo energy. Now, Darren still needs to find a Spicy Season Courier there, which we know a few of them have hit the discard pile already, or could find a Ancient Booster Energy Capsule. But with that Town Store being used, we won't be able to pluck that straight from deck. So this Iono is going to have to find him one of those bits of the puzzle for him to even attack this turn. Oh, here we go.
Let's hope that just like the Bibarel, Iono has all of the pieces. No, that doesn't quite look like what we'd want to see here.
Unhinged Scissors for 10.
Gosh.
That's what it's going to have to be now.
Oh, that would be so disappointing, but I think you're right. I don't think there's anything else that Darren can do with this hand.
Doesn't even
Not
put
even
down
attacking.
Jirachi.
Not going to do it.
Interesting. As Angel immediately smells blood in the water there. Is going to play that course experiment with lightning quick speed. We're going to see that flower selecting being used as well. Going to Lost Zone a Super Rod. Angel definitely smells blood in the water here. What can he do? I see Mirage Gates. I see an attached retreat. I see a Cram.
The confidence of these
no.
movements.
No. Oh, okay. I thought I was going to go to the brute on it again.
I thought so too.
Angel, don't do him like that. As we are going to say that spit innocently, the Angel finally again on the board. Over to Darren.
Oh, that scared me for a minute.
Say, Angel, don't do him like that. Come on. We probably still stone on the barrel of all things. We see another Cloth come down as well. Darren is going to have to play that Ultra Ball, I'd imagine, and draw with Industrious Incisors and then cross his fingers and pray to Arceus. He can draw something good.
Getting rid of the Sneasler, just easy to note that that is in the discard pile now.
Yes.
So we won't be able to increase the damage output of Poison on this battle. However, opting to keep the Jirachi this time. It has been discard pile destined the last 2 games, but not this one. Here we go. Industrious Incisors drawing 4 cards.
Oh dear.
Oh.
But I guess we still have Town Store though. I guess, has Town Store been used this turn?
No.
No, so we can still grab the Ancient Energy Booster Capsule.
Yes, so we can still get an attack this turn. It's almost a shame about the Sneasler.
Yeah. As we are going to see that Town Store
Almost.
being used there. Going to pluck out a tool from the deck. And there it is. That Ancient Booster Energy Capsule. Going to give that Ancient Pokemon it's attached to extra, was it 60 HP, I believe? And then it removes all special conditions. Can't be affected by special conditions as well.
And here comes Cloth. Almost ready to attack with a boss into the Greninja. Lovely. Love to see it. Jirachi finally making a celestial appearance on the bench. Here goes for the Poison. And of course, the big KO. Cloth said shello and goodbye to Greninja.
So we're going to see a spit innocently there immediately being used. You could say it was an absolutely stellar time to get Jirachi down there. Over to Darren. Angel's on 3 prizes. Darren's on 4. We're going to see Town Store activation. Darren, again, doesn't actually need to fight anything this turn to take a KO, right? Can just use the Ancient, the Brute Bonnet, I should say, to poison both active Pokemon and then take a KO. But with Angel not having any 2 prizes down, you know, it's going to be hard for Darren to win. It's going to have to just announce attacks quickly, I think, and see what can happen. Because what I want you to keep an eye on, folks, is that timer.
Yeah, that's a very, very good point. We've only got roughly 40 seconds left on the round, so time is ticking away. A very tough matchup for both players. Darren could possibly be playing not to lose at this point, where a tie would be maybe an advantageous decision for them. Just playing to keep them in the game, but not enough to let Angel win in time.
It's still very possible for Angel to win, right?
Oh, yeah.
You could take, well, you should have 2 turns to just KO 1 prize and then KO the Electrode, right? And I don't think there's anything Darren can basically do about that. And it looks like time, at least on our timer, has been called. We'll try and get confirmation to see if that's going to be accurate down to the table as well.
Yep, it has indeed been called. So it's not just us, it's you guys at home as well. So Darren will indeed be playing not to lose at this point. Darren cannot take 4 prize cards.
No.
Unless Angel puts some 2 prize Pokemon down, but they're going to do everything in their power not to, I'd imagine.
Yep, no, you'd be you'd be questionable to put down a 2-prize Pokemon now if you're Angel. So it's going to be turn, 1 for Angel now, because Darren was turn 0. We're going to have 3 extra turns in total, and if the winner has not been decided by any of the 3 turns, game 3 will not end, and it will be a draw.
It's really tough with that Jirachi down, though, for Angel to avoid putting down multi-prize Pokemon, because I don't think they have a lot of attack options left. We have the Cramorant that's in the discard pile. 1 Psychic Energy in the Lost Zone.
Now we do see a Raikou in hand, and we see Mirage Gate, so we could end as a boss as well. So we could see Raikou plus boss and KO the Electrode. I mean, Darren can KO the Raikou, but it doesn't matter, it'd be his last turn anyway.
Yeah.
Giving Angel 1 more turn just to muster up any attack, basically, to KO, to take 1 prize card. Oh, that's not a Raikou, sorry. That is an Iron Hand. So that needs a lot more energy than a Raikou. I apologise. So might not even have enough energy to attack with the Iron Hands right here.
I'm not certain. They've definitely got energy in the discard pile. It doesn't look like they've got any lightning energy in the discard pile, though, so there must be some in deck already. They're going to have a little search. They've got 2. Wow, they've got 4 energy in deck total. So, yeah, there's still loads of potential for a potential Ampu very much.
Yeah, Ampu very much plus boss would be game, actually, right? Because your boss's orders the Hisiuan Electrode, you take 3 prize cards. Can Angel do it? I think there's 2 Mirage Gate in hand, right? So there's the first one.
Saucy. Can we
there's
get
the second one. Amy.
Oh,
Amy.
here it comes.
I think it's happening. Everyone at home, I want you to get your hands up now. Get ready to start palming your TV. I think we're going to have... Do we see a switch card? We have a switch card and the boss's orders. I'm fairly certain bosses in hand. That's definitely got enough damage there for a KO.
Yeah, double checking.
Here we go. There's the boss's orders, Amy. And there it is. Thank you very much for 3 prize cards on his last turn of time there for Angel. Going to take our round 4 feature match here, winning 2 games to 1.
That was absolutely brilliant. It was a bit claustrophic for our poor
Claustrophic.
And we did see Lost Box get the win with Iron Hands. It was either going to be the claws or the hands.
Yeah.
We had both going on there.
Yeah, well, we started off the round doing this, didn't we, Amy? But I think, to be fair, gonna have to change to a bit of this. The Iron Hands coming out. Come on. Wow. And you often forget Iron Hands is normally used to take 2 prizes on a 1-prize Pokemon, but it's just as effective at taking 3 prizes on 2 prizes.